Alright, so gold is up next. Now with gold, we are looking for a selling opportunity. Why do we want to sell the XAUD USD? Let's go back to the weekly and start with the explanation. This is the weekly time frame of gold. Now gold on the weekly time frame, we have the weekly upper, the mid-range, and then the lower zone. Price has given us a weekly push, lower low, weekly exhaustion, lower high, new lower low, and then another lower high. All right, so what is price going to do? Price is definitely going to see sell pressure from the lower high to the downside, and if that happens, what are we going to do? We are also going to prepare for sales in that direction. So how do we sell? Let's go further to the daily time frame. This is the daily time frame of gold. Now gold on the daily time frame, we have the daily mid-range zone. This is equal highs on the daily resistance that got broken with a push to the upside. After a push, price is going to see sell pressure to complete retest as higher low. So before price complete the higher low, what are we going to do? We are going to sell to complete that higher low. And there are signs that price will sell due to the 3 pin bar candle confirmations at the resistance, which carries sell pressure to push price down to form the higher low. Now let's go over to the 4H time frame where we can prepare for the sales to the downside on gold. Alright, so this is gold on the 4H time frame. Now on the 4H time frame, this is how we are going to sell this pair. We have a downtrend on the 4H time frame. We have equal highs, higher low. Price has broken below the higher low to give us a lower low. It has completed lower high as well. What happens? We sell over to the downside. So gold, this is our full and complete technical analysis. We are selling from the lower high all the way down to the daily support to complete the daily higher low. So that's it also for gold. Let's move on to the next pair in the comment section. Alright, so the next pair, okay, I'm seeing the GBP CHF and BTC. Alright, let's go to GBP CHF. So GBP CHF is up next. Now with this pair, we are also looking for a buy. So let's take it further down to the 3 months. This is the 3 months time frame of the GBP CHF. This is GBP CHF. Now with GBP CHF, we are on the 3 months time frame. Price is in a downtrend. Let's explain. Upper zone, middle zone, lower zone. Equal lows over here got broken to form a lower low. Now after the lower low, what happened? Price completed lower high, dropped down back to the lower low, and has been able to see buy pressure from this support and is heading further back to its resistance or lower high. So how are we going to buy to this resistance back to the lower high? Let's find out as we take it further to the monthly. This is also the monthly time frame of the GBP CHF. Now looking at GBP CHF on the monthly, we have the monthly mid-range zone over here. This is also equal lows. Okay, that got broken with a push forming a lower low. But after lower low, price completed retest as lower high, failed to sell. Instead, buyers have broken above this equal lows again. And once buyers have been able to break above these equal lows again, where are they going? They are heading up to complete equal highs on the monthly resistance level. So how then do we buy to the upside? Let's take it further to the weekly time frame. This is the weekly time frame of the GBP CHF. Now GBP CHF on the weekly, we have the weekly resistance level. What is also going on? This is equal lows of the weekly. This is also equal lows. This is lower high. What happened over here? Price has been able to move from the equal lows and has broken above this lower high to where it is going to the resistance to form what? Equal highs, or better still, higher highs. Simple as that. So how do we buy to complete the next move on the resistance? Let's go further to the daily time frame. This is the daily time frame of the GBP CHF. And on the daily, price is also moving to the upside, supporting the entry that we are looking for. Daily upper, daily lower zone, push higher high, exhaustion higher. What is going to happen? Continuation push to give us higher high again. So let's prepare for buys over here. to complete the move on the weekly resistance as well. Alright, so on to the 4H time frame, and this is exactly how we are going to buy this pair. So on the 4H, we have the upper zone and the lower zone. Price is in an uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We are waiting for the next higher high, the next higher low, and we buy on candle confirmation to the upside. So GBP CHF, this is also a full and complete technical analysis. Now, let's go all the way to US oil and also break it down as well. So this is US oil. Let's take it over to the 3 months time frame. Alright, so this is the 3 months time frame of the US oil. Let's break it down. Now on the 3 months, we have the upper zone, the middle zone, and then the lower zone. Price has given us equal lows, lower high. What happened? Lower high got broken to form a higher high. We have seen retest as higher low. Where will price go again? Definitely to the upside. So on the 3 months of the US oil, it is very evident that buyers are pushing price to the upside. But how then do we buy in that direction? Let's take it again also to the monthly. This is the monthly time frame of the US oil. Let's see how price is responding on the monthly also to the upside. So on the monthly, this is equal lows, lower high. What happened? Lower high got broken, formed the higher high. We have higher low. Where we go again? Continuational move all the way to the upside. So US oil price is also moving to the upside in the direction that we have predicted. Now let's take it again to the weekly time frame and add additional meaning. This is also the weekly time frame of the US oil. Now looking at US oil on the weekly, we have a weekly mid-range zone. What else do we see here? We see higher low, which got broken. Price has now given us equal lows and lower high. So this is the structure of the weekly time frame. And we are looking for buying opportunities from this one low to the upside. And how will we get our buy to the upside? Let's take it further to the daily time frame. This is also the daily time frame of the US oil. Let's look at how price will buy also from the daily. So on the daily, we have the daily mid-range zone. Alright, we have lower low here, lower high, lower low. What happened? Price broke above this one, previous lower low, to give us a higher high. We are waiting for the retest as higher low, and after higher low, we'll be able to buy to the upside on the US oil. This is also a beautiful head and shoulder pattern, a highly traded pattern in the market, which obviously is also going to pump in buy pressure to the upside. Now let's take it over to the 4H where we can complete the analysis. This is the 4H time frame of the US oil, and this is how we are going to buy or get our entry in as well. So we have the daily level in here as well, and this is what the head and shoulder formation that we are using to prepare for the buy to the upside. So immediately sellers are able to push price down to complete daily retest to form or complete the head and shoulders. We come in with what? Entry confirmation, candle confirmation as well, and then we buy over to the upside. So US oil, this is also our full and complete technical analysis. Let's go to the next pair. AGMC is saying the AUD JPY. Let's go back to AUD JPY as the next pair in the comment section. Keep dropping your pairs. Once I see them, I'll be able to analyze for you as well. This is the AUD JPY, and with this pair, we are also looking for what? A buying chance. We want to buy the AUD JPY. So let's break it down quickly. Now, AUD JPY, let's take it over to the 3 months. This is the 3 months time frame of the AUD JPY. Now on this pair, we have the upper zone, the middle zone, and then the lower zone. What is going on over here on this time? If you look very carefully, you're going to see that price created equal lows and also equal highs. All of which was on what? Horizontal level. So we have horizontal level of buy pressure and horizontal level of sell pressure as the equal highs. So price was initially in the range or a consolidation period. Now, once buyers have been able to break above this resistance level or equal highs, they will be heading up here as the next higher high. Simple as that. So AUD JPY on the 3 months, price has broken above a range and is going to chart or touch the next resistance as what? Higher high. Now, how do we buy to complete the next move on this resistance? Let's take it further again to the monthly. This is the monthly time frame of the AUD JPY, and on the monthly, price is also moving in an uptrend, supporting the entry that we are looking for. So we have the monthly resistance level. This is a monthly push as higher high. We have monthly exhaustion as higher low. We are expecting continuational move to give us the next higher high on this resistance level. But then, how do we buy to the upside since buyers are broken above this resistance? Let's go again to the weekly to understand things better. This is also the weekly time frame of the AUD JPY. Now, AUD JPY on the weekly, we have the weekly mid-range zone. This is equal highs on the weekly, a strong level of sell pressure, and then also equal lows. Okay, so currently, price has moved from the equal lows of the weekly, where it is going up to where? To touch the equal highs of the resistance that we have. So our buys are going to come in somewhere here to this resistance to form equal highs. And if buyers are able to break above, we can add more buys along the way. Okay, but for now, we are getting buys to this resistance as equal highs. Why? Because this resistance level is a strong level of sell pressure that can reverse price down again when contact is made. So let's look at how we are going to buy to the resistance level. All right, let's take it over to the daily and have another meaning as well. This is also the daily time frame of the AUD JPY, and on the daily we have the daily mid-range zone. We have equal lows of the daily that got broken to form a lower low. So after this lower low, price gave us retest as lower high, but it couldn't sell. Instead, buyers are broken above these equal lows again, and where is it going? It is going up to complete the equal highs that we talked about. Simple as that. So we are also going to buy to complete that one equal high as expected. Now let's go back to the 4H time frame to complete this technical analysis. This is the 4H time frame of the AUD JPY, and this is exactly how we are buying this pair. We have the upper zone and then the lower zone. Price has been able to break above this resistance level or higher high with a push. Okay, we are expecting the push to make further movement to the upside to create another higher high, another higher low. Then we come in with our buys to the upside on the AUD JPY. So AUD JPY, we are waiting for retest as higher low, and then we buy to the upside. That's it for the AUD JPY. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, now the next one that I'm seeing gold again. Okay, let's go to gold. I'm seeing gold again, so let's do gold again. So gold, let's break it down. This is gold or XAUD USD. Now with gold, we are looking for what? A selling opportunity. Why do we want to sell gold? Let's take it over to the weekly time frame and start with a technical analysis. This is the weekly of gold. Now, gold on the weekly time frame, price is in a downtrend. We have the weekly upper, the mid-range, and then the lower zone. This is lower low, this is lower high, this is also another lower low, and another lower high. What is going to happen? There's going to be sell pressure to push price down from the lower high. But how can we sell from this resistance or lower high to the downside? Let's take it further to the daily time frame as well. This is also the daily time frame of gold. Now, gold on the daily time frame, we have the daily mid-range zone, which is equal highs. Now, these equal highs got broken with a push to the upside. After a push, we are going to see what? Retest as higher low. So this retest is what we are going to capitalize on. So on the daily time frame, sellers will come in from this resistance, push price down to complete higher low on this one, equal highs. And once that is going to happen, we are also going to get ourselves in to the downside. But before we even go to the 4H for our entry, Look at this. There are bearish pin bars over here, which are clear indication that sellers are present, and they will be able to move the market to complete the higher low. Now let's take it over to the 4H time frame and then prepare for the sells. This is the 4H time frame of gold. Now gold on the 4H time frame, we have equal highs, higher low. What happened? Price has been able to break below the higher low with a push, forming a lower low. After lower low, we have seen the completion of lower high. We see candle confirmation as pin bar. What happens? Price should be able to sell to the downside. So gold, this is also our full and complete technical analysis. Let's go to NASDAQ by Master Trader. Master Trader is saying the NAS 100. So NASDAQ is up next. Let's break it down. This is NAS 100 and we are also preparing for a buy, but let's take it over to the monthly time frame to begin with the analysis. Now with NAS 100 on the monthly time frame, what is going on? We have the monthly upper, the mid-range, and then the lower zone. This is higher high, we have higher low, another higher high, and another higher low. Now what happened? Buyers have been able to break above this one, higher high, to the upside. Now what is going to happen? Price is going to see continuation push further to the upside because we are in a strong uptrend. Let's take it over to the weekly and find out where price is going so that we can set our target very clearly. This is the weekly time frame of the NAS 100. We have the weekly upper and then the weekly lower zone. This is equal lows and then equal highs. So surely we are in an uptrend. Now within this uptrend on the NAS 100, price has moved from the equal lows. Where is it going? It is going to the resistance level to form equal highs. But before price will make or complete equal highs, we are going to buy to make that happen. So how do we buy? Let's take it closer again to the daily. This is the daily time frame of the NAS 100, and on the daily of this pair, price is also in an uptrend. We have the daily upper and the daily lower zone. Daily push higher high, exhaustion higher low. What is going to happen? We are expecting continuation push to make contact with the weekly resistance as the next higher high. And once buyers have been able to break above the daily resistance or higher high, we are expecting it to complete the next move on the resistance level. So how do we buy above to this area as higher high? Let's go back to the 4H to have our final entry as well. So this is the 4H time frame of the NAS 100. Now NAS 100 the 4H time frame, this is exactly how we are going to buy this pair. So we have equal highs which has been broken on the 4H with a push forming a higher high. Price has completed higher low. After higher low, where do we go? We go over to the upside. But for this particular one type of entry, we are going to wait for what? The second touch, because there are no candle confirmation yet. So NAS 100, we are going to wait for price to drop down again back to this support level for more buy pressure to kick in, and then we buy over to the upside. So this is also the NAS 100. Let's go to the next one in the comment section. I'm seeing BTC USD again by Mr. Yusuf. Mr. Yusuf is saying the BTC of Bitcoin. Let's go back to BTC. This is BTC USD. Now Bitcoin, we are looking for a selling opportunity. Why do we want to sell? Let's take it over to the weekly or the 3 months and begin with the full breakdown. This is the 3 months time frame of Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin on the 3 months, this is the upper, the middle, and then the lower zone. We have a push, higher high, higher low, another higher high, and another higher low. So if you look closely, when price completed the higher low on this support level, it failed to go up. Instead, sellers came in and has been able to break below this support level with this bearish pin bar. And once this bearish pin bar has broken below the support, it tells us clearly that price is going to see continuation move further down because sellers are currently in control. So how do we sell beneath this support level to the downside? Let's take it again to the monthly to find out. This is the monthly time frame of the BTC USD. Now Bitcoin on the monthly, price is also in a downtrend. We have the monthly resistance level here, monthly push lower low, monthly exhaustion lower high, Then we are going to see what continuational push, which will break below this lower low to give us another lower low, another lower high. The cycle continues in that manner. But first of all, we are going to prepare for sales to drop to the downside first. And how do we sell? Let's take it again to the weekly time frame for more clarifications. This is the weekly time frame of the BTC. Now on the weekly, we have the support level, which is equal lows. We also have lower high here. What happened? Price moved from the equal lows of this downtrend back to the resistance or lower high, where it has started seeing sell pressure to the downside. So this sell pressure is dropping all the way down to complete equal lows on this support level. So we are going to prepare for entries that will bring us all the way down to complete equal lows on the weekly support level. And how do we sell? Let's go further to the daily time frame. This is the daily time frame of BTC. Now Bitcoin on the daily time frame, we have the daily upper and then the daily lower. So we have strong level of buy pressure on this daily support level, which is always pushing price to the upside whenever contact is made. And since we are looking for a selling opportunity, that means that we should be able to wait for this support level to be broken by sellers with a push first. And once we break below, we wait for retest and we sell further to the downside. So let's go over to the 4H time frame where I will show you the entry. So this is the 4H time frame of BTC USD, and on the 4H we have the upper and the lower zone. Price is also in a downtrend here, so equal lows, lower low, lower high. We are expecting what? Sell pressure from this lower high to break below the current lower low, give us a new lower low, a new lower high, which will be beneath this daily support before we can eventually sell to the downside. So BTC USD, this is also our full and complete technical analysis. Let's go to the next one in the comment section. Guys, keep double tapping on the screen. Once I see your pair, I'll be able to analyze for you as well. So keep double tapping on your screen, okay? Okay, let's go over to the next one. I'm seeing the EUR AUD and the EUR NZD. So EUR AUD and EUR NZD will be up next. Let's break them down. This is the EUR AUD. Let's start. EUR AUD, we are looking for a selling opportunity. Why do we want to sell? Let's take it to the 3 months where we can start with the breakdown. This is the 3 months time frame of the EUR AUD. Now with EUR AUD on the 3 months, we have the upper zone, the middle zone, and then the lower zone. Buyers have been able to break above this middle zone with a push to the upside. We have seen retest. After retest, where do we go? We go further up there. Now the question is, how can we buy from this support level to the upside on the 3 months? Let's take it further again to the monthly. Alright, so this is also the monthly time frame of the EUR AUD. Now the monthly, we have the monthly mid-range zone. This is monthly push as high. We have monthly exhaustion as high low. Remember, we are looking for what? Opportunities to buy from the what? From the higher low. How do we buy? Let's take it further to the weekly time frame. This is the weekly time frame of the EUR AUD. Now looking at EUR AUD on the weekly, we have the weekly mid-range zone. Okay, we have equal lows here and then lower high. What happened? Price moved from the equal lows as it was going to the upside. Sellers came in very quickly and they've managed to reverse price by pushing it all the way down. So before price will go to the upside of EUR AUD, it must first drop down to complete equal lows first before it can be able to go up from this one support level. Now once price is on its way dropping to complete the equal lows, we are also going to prepare for sales to capitalize on that movement. So how do we sell to complete equal lows of the weekly before buyers take over? Let's take it again to the daily. This is also the daily time frame of the EUR AUD. And looking at the daily time frame of EUR AUD, we have the daily upper and the daily lower zone. This is a beautiful head and shoulder pattern for what? Reversal or sellers pushing price to the downside. So this one, a highly traded pattern in the forex market, which has been able to break below the support level here, and once sellers are broken below, definitely we are getting to this area as the equal lows before buyers will come in. So let's prepare for sales beneath the daily support to the downside as we take it over to the 4H time frame. This is the 4-hour time frame of the EUR AUD. Now the 4H price is in a downtrend supporting the entry that we are looking for. So we have equal lows, okay, which has been broken with a push to form a lower low. Price has given us lower high. After lower high, where do we go? We go over to the downside. So EUR AUD, this is a straight up sell to the downside on this pair. All right, let's go to the next one, which is the Euro NZD. All right. Or let's go over to USD JPY by Mohammed. Mohammed Bello is saying the USD JPY. Okay, so onto USD JPY. This is USD JPY, and what we are looking for is a buying opportunity. Let's break it down as we take it to the 3 months. This is the 3 months time frame of the USD JPY. Now, USD JPY on the 3 months, what is currently happening on this pair? So on the 3 months, we have the upper, the middle, and then the lower zone. Price has been able to make contact with its resistance level over here. And as you can clearly see, okay, let me zoom in for you guys. Buyers have been able to break above the 3 months resistance level. Look at it very carefully. This resistance level here has been broken above. And once it has been broken above, it tells us that buyers are in control. They'll be able to move the market further up. If price move the market further up, how do we buy in that direction? Let's take it again to the monthly. This is also the monthly time frame of the USD JPY. Now over here on this time frame, we have a monthly support level. So this is equal lows on the monthly. This is also equal highs, okay? But since buyers have already broken above the equal highs, we are expecting buyers to continuously push price further up. So we are looking for buying opportunities further to the upside. How do we get the buys in? Let's consult the weekly for more understanding. This is the weekly time frame, and when you look at the weekly, price is also moving to the upside. So on the weekly time frame, we have what? Respected higher lows here on the weekly. And what else do we see? Equal highs, higher high. So this brings us down to what? An uptrend. And we are looking for buying opportunities on the higher low of the uptrend over here to the upside on the USD JPY. So USD JPY, let's prepare for entries from here to the upside. This is also a reversal candlestick called what? Morning Star. So let's go to the daily and the 4H time frame to get our entry to the upside. This is the daily time frame of the USD JPY. Now USD JPY, remember, this is where you're looking for the opportunity to buy, but price is currently on the resistance level here, so we cannot buy just like that. Let's take it over to the 4H where we can indicate the entry. This is the 4H time frame of the USD JPY, and this is exactly how we are preparing for the sell, the buy. So on the 4H, we have the what? The middle zone. This is equal highs and equal lows. Before we can buy, buyers should be able to break above to form higher high, higher low, so that we can get an entry to the upside safely as well. So that is it also for the USD JPY. Let's go to the next pair in the comment section. Okay, now with the next pair, I'm seeing, okay, EUR JPY, we have fiction in saying the EUR JPY. Okay, so EUR JPY, USD JPY, almost the same thing, but let's break it down. So this is EUR JPY. We are also looking for a buying opportunity. Let's take it over to the 3 months to begin with the full breakdown. This is the EUR JPY on the 3 months time frame. Now EUR JPY on the 3 months, what is going on over here? We have the upper zone, the middle zone, and then the lower zone. Buyers have been able to break above this resistance level of the 3 months with a push to the upside. So if you look very closely over here, you realize that buyers are moving above the resistance. So what do? we get our buys in. How do we buy? Let's take it again to the monthly and add more meaning. This is the monthly time frame of the EUR JPY. We have the monthly support level. This is a push as higher high. We have exhaustion as higher low. Continuational push which are looking above this higher high. So we are expecting what? Further extension to the upside. But how do we buy? Let's go further to the weekly and add another understanding. This is the weekly time frame of the EUR JPY, and on the weekly we have the resistance level here. Price has given us equal lows and then equal highs. So we have what? A range or a consolidation period over here, and we are going to prepare for a buy from this support level or equal low to the resistance to form another high. And how do we buy on EUR JPY to the weekly resistance? Let's take it further to the daily. This is also the daily time frame of the EUR JPY. Now, EUR JPY on the daily time frame, we have the daily mid-range zone. Buyers have been able to move from the 3-month support level, go all the way up, and then broke below the support level or the equal lows of the daily with a push. And once they are above, they are going to extend further to the resistance level, which is going to be our target. So how do we buy above here to the resistance? Let's go further again to the 4H and then get our final entry. So this is also the 4H time frame of the EUR JPY. Price is in an uptrend, all right? So we have this one, uptrend. Buyers have been able to break above this higher high with a push. We're waiting for the retest as higher low, and then we buy over to the upside as well. So EUR JPY, this is also our full and complete technical analysis. All right, let's go to the next pair. Now the next pair is going to be, we have GBP CAD. So GBP CAD by Great Amel. Great Amel is saying GBP CAD. I'm also seeing AUD USD. So GBP CAD and AUD USD is up next. Let's go. GBP CAD and AUD USD is up next. This is GBP CAD, and we are preparing for a selling opportunity. Why do we want to sell? Let's take it to the 3 months and start with the breakdown. Now on the 3 months time frame of GBP CAD, we have the upper zone, the middle zone, and then the lower zone. This is equal lows and lower high. Now, price on the overall is in a downtrend. But within this downtrend, buyers have been able to move from the equal lows. So it is going back to the lower high, where it will see sell pressure further down. But before price makes contact with this lower high of the 3 months, what are we going to do? We are going to buy to complete that move. How do we buy? Let's take it again to the monthly time frame for further analysis. This is the monthly time frame of the GBP CAD. Now looking at GBP CAD on the monthly, this is the upper zone and the lower zone. We have equal lows, equal highs. What happened over here? Price has been able to break above this range of consolidation with a push to the upside, and once buyers are looking above the range, it will surely make contact here as the next higher high. So what are we going to do? We are going to buy to complete the next higher high. How do we get our buys? Let's take it further to the weekly time frame. All right, so this is also the weekly time frame of the GBP CAD. We have the weekly upper, the mid-range, and then the lower zone. We have equal lows on a horizontal level and also equal highs on a horizontal level, giving us what? A range or a consolidation period. Now remember, we're looking for a buy, but according to the weekly time frame, price is moving in a range or a consolidation, and this range has happened for a very long time. That means that we are going to abort the buy and then play along with the range by looking for a selling opportunity from the resistance to the support level of the range. So how do we sell to capitalize on the range? Let's take it further again to the daily time frame. This is the daily time frame of the GBP CAD, and on the daily price is in a downtrend, supporting what? The sell pressure from the resistance level of the range. So where is the downtrend here? Equal highs, higher low. What happened? price broke below to form lower low. We have seen lower high complete. We are going to see continuation move further to the downside. So GBP CAD, we are going to prepare for sales somewhere here to drop the market further down. All right, let's take it to the 4H where we can prepare for our sales. This is the 4H time frame of the GBP CAD, and this is how we are going to prepare for our first sell to the downside. We have the 4-hour support level here. Price is already in a downtrend. This is the higher low which first got broken to become the downtrend. Price has then given us equal lows, equal highs. We want to see a break below, which has already happened, but price will extend further down to give us a lower low, a lower high, and we'll be able to sell all the way down on GBP CAD. So GBP CAD, once the price completes the next push and retest as lower high, we will come in and start selling to the downside. So that's it for the GBP CAD as well. Let's go over to the AUD USD by Mohammed. So Mohammed is saying the AUD USD. Let's go to AUD USD by Mohammed. This is AUD USD and I'm preparing for a buying opportunity. Why do we want to buy the AUD USD? Let's take it quickly to the 3 months time frame. This is the 3 months time frame of the AUD USD. What is going on over here? Let's break it down step by step. We have the upper zone, the middle zone, and then the lower zone. This is equal highs. We have lower low and lower low. So on the 3 months, price is in a downtrend. But how will price continuously go down? Let's take it further to the monthly and find out. This is the monthly time frame of the AUD US. Now the monthly price is also in a downtrend. Let's explain. We have the upper zone and the lower zone. This was our first push which created lower low and lower high. But since the lower low and lower high, buyers have or price has not gone anywhere. It has been moving in between these two zones. But finally, price has been able to make contact again on this support or resistance, which is what? Equal highs. So from these equal highs, we are going to see sell pressure push price down again. And there's a confirmation here of the monthly, which is this evening star candle confirmation. So this evening star is going to bring in sell pressure to push price down from this resistance level. But the question is, how can we sell? Let's take it again to the weekly and find out. This is also the weekly time frame of the AUD USD. Now AUD USD on the weekly, we have the weekly mid-range zone. Price has been able to form equal highs and then equal lows. Remember, we are looking for a sell. So why can we get sells in this equal high and equal low? Think about it. We want to sell. Where can we sell within this structure? Since price has formed equal highs and equal lows, and it has moved from the equal lows, where is it going? It is going to the equal highs where price will see sell pressure to drop. Okay, but before price complete equal highs to sell from the equal highs, what are we going to do? We are going to buy before the equal highs will complete and then sellers will come in. So how do we buy to complete the equal highs? Let's take it further to the daily time frame. This is the daily time frame of the AUD USD. Now AUD USD on the daily, we have the daily upper and then the daily lower zone. We are in an uptrend at the moment. So buyers have been able to break above this previous lower low with a push all the way to the outside, making contact with the daily resistance level. Now, after making contact with daily resistance, are we going to see higher low before we buy? Or are we going to see a break above retest before we buy? Two questions that requires an answer. So we can buy in this manner when price breaks above, and we can also sell in this manner when price comes down for higher low on the daily. So which one is likely to happen? Let's go further to the 4H time frame. This is the 4H time frame of the AUD USD, and we are going to buy in this manner. Let's explain first. Price is currently in an uptrend, and as an uptrend, there's the highest chance that price can break above the daily resistance. Let's explain again. We have equal lows here and equal highs. What happened? Buyers broke above and has formed another equal highs and another equal lows. We are expecting another break above here to form higher high, retest as higher low, and we'll be able to buy to the monthly resistance, which will complete equal highs on the weekly resistance before price drop down as we explained. Okay, so AUD USD, this will be our full and complete technical analysis. Done with this one.